One of the key issues, I spoke to Andrew Clennell about it a bit earlier, for voters, I think, going into the election will be petrol prices. People obviously feeling it, hurting at the Bowser at the moment, very expensive. You will recall when Kevin Rudd was in government, in fact, when he was running for office, promised a fuel watch and a petrol commissioner and all sorts of things. Really, there's not much a government in Australia can do against those international forces, is there?
Well, I think the key thing here is wages, people's capacity to actually pay for the skyrocketing cost of living. Real wages are going backwards. The government's own budget says they'll go backwards over the next 4 years, and that's why people are doing it so tough. Insecure work, stagnant wages for 8 years means that people are falling behind as petrol prices skyrocket, not just petrol, rent, a whole bunch of other essentials which people cannot keep up with because under this government, wages outcomes have been so poor for so long.
Isn't that, though, a medium-term proposition at best, wages? It's something that's more structural as opposed to a silver bullet.
Well, it's been an issue for 8 years, right? And the government has said, in a moment of frankness, probably in this studio, said that it was a deliberate design feature of the government's economic policy to have this downward pressure on wages. That's one of the key weaknesses, defining weaknesses in our economy. So what we've said, there are issues you can deal with in terms of job insecurity, in terms of training and in other areas to get wages growing again. Because when you talk to real people in real communities, which I don't think the government does, they will tell you the costs of living are skyrocketing, our wages are not keeping up, and that's why working families are going backwards. The Prime Minister and the Treasurer have said they want the economy to be a feature of the coming election campaign. We say let's do that. Let's make it about petrol prices and real wages and weakness in the labour market. Let's make it about the worst performing economy in the OECD in the September quarter.
I know that comparison doesn't sound great, but you know as well as I do, the latent demand in the economy and among households is enormous right now. So we will probably see an economy roaring back to life in the early months of next year. That makes it tough for you.
Look, everyone wants to see that. You know, let's put the economics and, more importantly, let's put the people before the politics of the situation.
But the politics does become more difficult when that's the scenario.
I do accept that people expect the economy will recover. We want that to be the case, but it has to be the right kind of recovery where people aren't left behind, confronting with these other kinds of insecurity and uncertainty around cost of living. The kind of recovery matters, but we want it to be a strong recovery. We're confident in an argument about the economy in the lead up to the next election. We're confident that we can win it.
And we're expecting Anthony Albanese this weekend to provide a bit more detail, to provide some more meat to the bone, so to speak, in terms of the policy agenda for Labor. How important is it that he does do that, to say to reassure voters about his own proposition?
Well, I think it's a crucial opportunity to show people that we can have a stronger economy and a stronger society after COVID than we had before, but not under the current government. We've got an alternative vision for the country. We've already laid out large planks of that, and Anthony has a good opportunity to lay out some more on Sunday.